across the UK. As the daylight fades, car parks and empty roads come alive. This is the underground modding scene, a culture that blends creativity, rebellion, and raw horsepower. For outsiders, it might look like chaos. Revving engines, glowing lights, and crowds gathered around cars that look more like spaceships than daily commuters. But for the people inside this world, it's family. It's identity. Every car here has been shaped, tweaked, and transformed to reflect its owner's personality. The catch? Much of it exists in a legal gray area. While enthusiasts see their modifications as expressions of freedom, the law often calls them dangerous or antisocial. This clash creates an endless cycle. Police crack down, but the culture adapts, finding new ways to push the boundaries of what's possible and what's legal. Few things excite car enthusiasts like the crack of an exhaust on the overrun, or the sight of flames shooting out of the tailpipe. Modified exhausts are among the most addictive and illegal mods in the UK. Enthusiasts fit Decat systems, straight pipes, and aftermarket backfire kits to make their cars louder, more aggressive, and more eye-catching. But for councils and residents, the story is very different. Late-night car meets echo through suburban streets, waking families and sparking complaints. Police forces have begun issuing on-the-spot fines, using noise meters to clamp down on excessively loud cars. Still, the demand only grows. Why? Because in the modding world, sound is status. A quiet car might pass unnoticed, but a car that bangs, pops, and spits fire announces itself like a rock star walking on stage. Step closer, and you'll notice something else. Windows so dark you can barely see inside, underglow lights that make cars glow like spaceships, and aftermarket LEDs so bright they could blind oncoming traffic. These are some of the most popular and most ticketed mods in the UK. Window tints beyond 70% on the front and windscreen are illegal, yet they remain one of the first upgrades many young drivers make. Underglow lighting, a staple of early 2000s Fast and Furious culture, has made a huge comeback on TikTok and Instagram, even though it's technically banned on UK roads. Drivers love these mods not just for the look, but for the viral attention they bring. After all, a glowing car cruising through London at midnight is guaranteed to rack up likes, even if it also racks up penalty points. For some drivers, looks aren't enough. The real addiction lies under the bonnet. Remapping, ECU tuning, and performance hacks allow cars to push beyond their factory limits, unleashing horsepower that was never meant to hit UK roads. A simple software remap can add 20, 30, even 50 extra horsepower, while more extreme modifications can turn a humble hatchback into something that rivals a sports car. But here's the problem. Once you start chasing power, it's hard to stop. The line between performance upgrade and illegal street racer blurs quickly. Insurance companies and MOT tests don't look kindly on unapproved tunes, and police now carry portable dyno scanners to catch illegal remaps. Yet, despite the risks, performance tuning remains one of the most widespread and secretive mods in the UK. Then there's stance culture. The obsession with lowering cars, stretching tires, and giving wheels extreme camber. In photos and videos, these cars look like rolling art installations, scraping so low to the ground they look undrivable. And, in many cases, they almost are. Extreme lowering can make cars unsafe, damaging suspension, tires, and even steering. It's also illegal when it compromises roadworthiness, and many slammed cars fail MOT tests as a result. But for enthusiasts, the danger is part of the appeal. Stance is about turning your car into a statement, something so outrageous it breaks the rules of both engineering and the law. For the online crowd, these builds rack up millions of views. For police and DVSA inspectors, they're disasters waiting to happen. If you want to know why these illegal mods keep spreading, look no further than TikTok and Instagram. Social media has turned car culture into content culture, where every flame-spitting exhaust, neon-lit cruise, and slammed build becomes instant viral material. Young drivers, especially Gen Z, are hooked on the validation. A clip of a loud launch at a car meet or a perfectly lit underglow roll-through can hit millions of views overnight. That kind of digital fame is addictive, and it fuels more mods, more risks, and more clashes with the law. Authorities may clamp down in real life, but online, These mods are celebrated, shared, and immortalized forever. In the end, the UK's illegal car modding scene comes down to one big clash: passion versus penalty. For drivers, these modifications are about individuality, freedom, and standing out in a world of boring factory cars. For the authorities, they're about safety, noise, and public order. Fines, bans, and stricter MOT rules continue to crack down on the culture, but they haven't killed it. If anything, the thrill of doing something forbidden only makes it more tempting. Car mods in the UK aren't just mechanical changes. They're cultural battles fought on streets, in car parks, and on social media feeds. And despite the risks, one thing is certain: as long as there are cars, there will always be people willing to push them past the limits of the law.